to the Scam Slam channel. I'm here to bring you content from both shady and some not so shady individuals on TikTok. Ever scrolled through your For You page and come across a sketchy scam or a questionable character? Well, you're not alone, and that's where I come in. On this channel, I'll be diving deep into the world of TikTok to expose scams, scammers, and problematic content to steer clear of. From beggars, scammers, fakers, liars, abusers, and awareness creators that you watch, I'll be here to share it all. I'll be doing it all through showing live streams and adding in comments where appropriate. Be sure to look out for those red flags. So if you want to stay informed on what's really going on in the world of TikTok, then hit that subscribe button and join me on this wild ride. Let's expose the truth together, and reminder, don't send money to anyone on TikTok.
And why would she be so hell-bent on me not finding out who I really am? Because if that were to happen, they would eventually find out that she faked her death. And they would eventually find out where she was. And I don't think she wants her husband to know where she is. But of course, then again, he might. It's just I'd see, so everything. Yeah. But yeah. Because you gotta admit, the person is very, childish, right? The shit they've been doing is childish as fuck, but we know it's an adult. We also know it's somebody that is very unhinged, right? We know that. It would be so hell-bent on not wanting me to know the truth and doesn't want the truth to get out. The one person that would have everything to lose, especially if she faked her death. Sue. I'll have to try that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Get some cough drops too, shit. I don't think I'll be singing for a few days. I think I need, listen to me nap shit. I think tomorrow I'm just gonna lay around and not do a fucking thing. But then I think about things I need to get done. You know. I live in Staten Island. I don't have a Wally World here. And I can't order anything. Well, I could and have it shipped. That's about it. But yeah. And I don't drive. There's a Wally World like 3 miles from my house, but it would take like 2.5, 3 hours to get there by bus. It's like $50 or something like that, outrageous to get there by an Uber or Lyft or anything. Why? Because of the tolls. It's insane. But yeah. I believe Heather Edgerton is Sue's real daughter. One of them. I think she may have had twins. I can't confirm that, obviously, but the other girl looks a lot like them too. You know. Yeah. So, here we are. One thing I'm going to make about again is, I'm not going to fight to have anybody stay a part of my life. I'm not going to beg anybody to be a part of my life. And that includes when I do the DNA and get the results. If it were to come back that I am infectiously, then we go from there, and the family would not have to be a part of my life if they don't want to, but I have a feeling they're going to want to. But I'm not going to worry about it. Everything happens the way it's meant to. I'm not going to worry about shit. Everything happens the way it's meant to, at the same, exactly when it's meant to. What's meant to be will be. I hope so, but after what Natasha said, I'm like, she thinks, I don't know, I think because they've been through so much, and I think she wants to, of course she wants to find her sister, right? Yeah, it's canceled. We're in a blizzard, what the fuck do you expect? We're having a heat wave, then we're in a blizzard. They closed the roads already. But, yeah. So no, I didn't get my McDonald's, which is fine. I'm not a big fan of it anyway. It's disgusting. But because I know there's been a lot of people that have reached out to her and have harassed her, the family, and others, and that. Of course, she's afraid that it might be that type of thing. Yeah, I have food. I just didn't want to cook, and I had credit on DoorDash, so I was just going to order DoorDash. Yeah, I have food. You want to see I have food? Yes, I have food. I even have 2 pounds of hamburger in the fridge that I got to thaw, and it's thawed. So I was going to make tacos, and I decided I don't want to cook. So, I don't want to cook. That's the only reason. I might just heat up the pan of oil and deep fry the taquitos or something. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm going to do something quick and easy because I'm just not in the mood. But no, I got food. I got cereal and I got, one thing I got is, I know Frankie would like. They're pretzels with, the pretzel bites with the peanut butter in them. I got a whole container of them up in my cupboard. Yeah. So, but, I'm not gonna stress out or worry about the shit. I can't, what I've learned is you can't control how things go. Or when things happen. They just happen when they happen, and the more you try to control it, the longer it takes for it to happen. Right? Shut up. Shut up. I want Taco John's. I want Taco John's meat potato burritos with nacho cheese, a side of nacho cheese, and a large potato legs and a large Pepsi. Or, no, I don't want Pepsi, I want Coke, because I heard, Pepsi, no thank you. And then I want Jack in the Box tacos and the sourdough burger, and I want the loaded, curly fries. And I want to go to, Rallies in Canton, Ohio, and I want one of those Texas toast burgers. I haven't had one. There's a lot of places. And then Hungry Hobos in Davenport, or Bettendorf, Iowa. And then get a sandwich from there. It's like Subway, only better. And then, Happy Joe's Pizza. I want the largest taco pizza from there. And of course, I say this all the time. I would not eat it all. Trust and believe, I wouldn't eat it all at once. But I mean, if I could go with someone on a road trip, because I don't drive, I won't drive again. We went on a road trip. Those are the places I would want to stop at. But the whole thing about Canton, Ohio, that's kind of iffy because, especially if you're a woman, don't ever go to Canton, Ohio, especially alone. And if you do go, don't go outside by yourself, no matter what time of day it is, because if a hit was to walk past, you get snatched up, and you don't have a choice. You're fucked. This is not a joke. At least that's what he told me. But then again, well, I don't have a driver's license. But, see, I have a lot of, my depth perception is off, and my hand-eye, there's a lot of reasons, but I've been in some accidents, but that's not really why. The truth is, after being homeless and living in the car and everything, I was homeless in my car for 9 months by myself. But I had been homeless in my car before that with my exes. Off and on for 3 years with my last ex. And driving all over the country. I've been all over the country in that car. And I just don't want to drive anymore. After you living in a car for so long, traveling everywhere, and I just don't want to drive anymore. You know? I'd rather fly or take a train or have someone else drive me. Shit. I just don't want to drive anymore. And I know because, I have seizures too, but they say I don't have epilepsy. It has to do with my trauma. So that's another reason. It's not really safe for me to drive because of seizures and a lot of, other things. So that's why I choose not to drive, and that's why instead of renewing my driver's license, I just got an ID instead. It's just easier that way for me, and it's safer that way. I don't feel comfortable driving anymore as it is. There were times where I would drive over 24 hours straight, and I'm at the point where I've driven so much from 2017 till the end of 2023, when the last car got towed, that I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to drive. I don't feel comfortable driving. So But hey, pretty soon I'll find out if I have that eye condition or not, if I ever had surgery on my left eye. There's a lot of things that that equal out to that eye condition, I guess, that Catrice Lee had too. Like, I know that my depth perception is bad. My hand-eye coordination is bad. I can't catch a ball to save my fucking life. I can't throw either. It sucks. I can fight, but I'm a very peaceful person. I don't condone violence, but I could. I had a 4-hour surgery on my ear, on my hearing bone. They had to drill holes in my hearing bone, and they told me, and that was like back in 2012, 2013. I think it was 2012. Yeah, it was before my ex-husband and I got married. My second ex-husband and I got married. I had a 4-hour surgery to drill holes in my hearing bone, and they told me it could never be done again. Any type of surgery like that, because if there's a nerve in my face, inside my face, that on my left side that doesn't work, and if they were to touch it just the wrong way, or right way, wrong way, whatever you want to say, it can paralyze the whole left side of my face. And all those things combined, that's signs of this eye condition that Catrice Lee had. So, and I know my daughter has an eye condition too, but I don't know what it is because obvious reasons. But yeah, I'm gonna find out soon if I have it or if I've ever had eye surgery. If I have it or if I've ever had eye surgery, that's more another reason for me to really, I'm nervous, and now I'm even more nervous, about this whole thing. Because I never wanted I didn't want the family to think I would harass them or anything like that. I didn't want them to think anything bad. They don't even know me. I'm just trying to find out if I'm their missing family member or not. And the same thing has happened as it did when I was dealing with the Tana Michelle thing. Like, I can't, fucking frustrating. Because it's how, what the family, Catrice's family, they do. Her sister does. She put it on the page about me, saying there's another one claiming to be Catrice Lee on TikTok. Her name's Heather McCord, and beware, I'm gonna have to get the police involved. Don't, just be careful. Don't answer any of her messages. This, that, the other. It's like, I did comment for the first time ever. I commented on that on her post that she made there, and I'm like, I explained everything. I was like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to know, like, I didn't ask for this shit. I didn't ask for it. But out of all the people I thought it could have been stalking me and doing all this shit, the one person I didn't think was Sue. And I'm starting to wonder, because it's someone that's childish, doesn't want that, is trying their damnedest for me not to be believed, right? Who has the most to lose if the truth comes out? Well, the one person who has more than anything to lose. Number one, she faked her death. So, of course, nobody's going to just think it's her, right? She faked her death. If you look at her, you can kind of tell there's something missing, right? Hold that. Oh, I hate coughing. I'll be right back. We could. Well, Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Yes, I'm Tommy. Hello. What? What happened? Okay, I must have missed something. I'm very confused. No, it wasn't Catrice's sister's Facebook post. It was an article about Catrice Lee that I got tagged in. Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I gotta fucking... Okay, so... A while back, I joined the Catrice Lee page in search of Catrice Lee. It's a private group. I joined it. You know, I never commented, never planned on it. You know, I just... You know, when you might be somebody. You're curious, right? So, I keep up off and on with it, but someone had tagged me in an article about Catrice Lee on Facebook. And so I went and I looked and I don't know, maybe I commented, I'm not sure, but I have reason to believe that I may be Catrice Lee. And I explained why and everything, and yeah, so, and then Natasha commented back, Catrice Lee's sister, to go to Operation Butte. I've done that. I'm in the United States. It's a little bit different. It's not as easy as people think. If I was in the UK, it'd be different. If I was overseas there, around that, it'd be different, right? The problem is I'm in America. So there's, like, what do you expect? Like, contact Operation Butte. Okay. I'm in New York. Then what? I haven't heard anything back because I'm in New York. I'm in America. And so I commented, and they said, she's like, besides the person, and then somebody commented that I have and everything. And I don't even know who that... Michelle McDonald, who are you? Oh, you're one of them. You're one of them. You're out here to do what? Run your mouth? Anyways, so she had said something that, you know, it was our, you know, she mentioned, the person mentioned that I already had and everything, and then Natasha commented, well, that means, you know, if they haven't, then, you shouldn't fit this, it does match up or whatever, besides, the suspect it was a man. Okay. So, that suspect is a man. They wholeheartedly believe it's a man. The problem is, if I'm Catrice Lee, it wouldn't be. Tell me something. If you saw this person, right, 5'8" to 5'10", clearly very well built like a linebacker, right? 5'8" to 5'10". If you saw this person and they were wearing men's clothing, would you believe they were a woman? Or would you believe they were a man? I'll wait. Regardless, right? I would believe that was a man. 5'8" to 5'10". And that's another thing. Her shoe size was really big too. She wore like a size 10 in men's. Size 9, 10 in men's shoes. A female. Father is maybe 5'10", 5'11". Mother is 4'11". Older sister 5'2". Younger sister 5'3". Brother 5'5", 5'6". And she's 5'8" to 5'10". Shoe size 9'10" in men's. What would be the odds that she never ever gave birth to any child, and she was actually born male? Oh, yeah, Natasha posted on the that beware, there's another one who claims that they're Catrice Lee on TikTok. Her name's Heather McCord. I'm gonna have to get the police involved. Don't answer any of her messages. This that, and the other. They think I'm gonna harass them and everything else, I guess, because it's happened before to them, and that's not even like. I said I have reason to believe. And I did comment, and I made it well aware. I said, I've known about Catrice Lee since last April or May, and then I commented what I did. I said, not now, nor have I ever planned on reaching out to you or any of the family, basically. I'm trying to go about this the proper way. I never planned on ever commenting on anything. And believe me, I said, I'm in criminal justice. Not now, nor have I ever. And I just went on. It's like, I understand you've gone through so much of that, but please try and understand and understand. Yeah, I just found I was abducted in traffic. There's a lot more to it. I just explained the best I could, and also, I'm not going to be reaching out to any of them. I'm like, that's insane for me. For me to think about, even for anybody to do that, period, that's insane. That's completely nuts. So, yeah, I made it very, very clear. I will not, you're not going to hear from me unless the DNA comes back that I am, and then go from there, but you're never going to hear from me, never see me, and if it turns out I'm not, you will never hear from me about me, anything ever again. I'm in school for criminal justice shit. I'm not, Woosa, right? Woosa. I can't even breathe through my fucking nose. It's all stopped up. It's like I'm very congested right here. It hurts. It hurts about, here. Right here. Fucking hurts. Oh. All fucking congested and shit. And because at first I was upset and mad about it, but after thinking about it, talking about it here and everything, and I can't really blame her, and I don't, because they've gone through so much, and there have been people saying that they are Catrice and that claiming to be Catrice, and harassing the family and harassing others as well. And so I don't blame her for thinking that. I'm hoping, after she reads what I've put, that as time goes on, I'm hoping she realizes that I don't mean any harm. I need to know who I am. I deserve to know. And if I am Catrice, then they deserve to know too. We all deserve to know. But if I'm not Catrice, I hope they find Catrice. They deserve to know what happened. Maybe it'd be so easier. It would be so much easier for me to say, okay, fuck it, I'm not doing it. I'm going on with my life. That's it. But I can't do that. I can't, because it's not me. Are you talking about the page? There's a page on here called The Real Heather McCord. She's using my legal name. I don't know who she is. But she seems to be, you know. Can I help you with something, Mama Bear 2026? Yeah, it is a real name. Well, it would have been Heather Stacy because they adopted me in 1990, which turned Heather McCord. The birthday's most likely wrong, though. You know, so I don't know. But I know the birth certificate says Heather McCord, and 11:23 at 1980, and born at 11:32 p.m. That right there is like, you know. Um, so, before I was rudely interrupted by the Mom Bear 2026, aka Heather Edgerton, you know, or Linda, whoever the fuck it is this time, I don't care anymore, really. I don't. It's, you know. But they're trying to do the, see what they're doing, right? So, I originally thought, because I chalked it up to some, she did all that shit. I have the screenshots of all the text messages still. And they are saved for evidence. Trustably from her pretending to be the bio mom, from her pretending to be a sister. You know. So, after a while, I chalked it up to someone with no heart, no soul, no missing, you know. And I was basically right, except it kept nagging at me. So I went looking, because the name change felt very familiar, and it still does. I know it from somewhere, I just don't know where. It feels familiar. I don't think it's my name, obviously, but I don't know. Could have been somebody I was with. Could have been, I don't know. It could have been anything. But so it kept nagging at me, and so I looked up missing children, early '80s, and Tandy Michelle Williams came up. And I saw the age of progression. I thought, beautiful little girl, right? I saw the age of progression, and I stopped dead in my fucking tracks. And I freaked. It, mind you, I had a a square of one of those special kind of bars that you don't want, because it, depending on how your night goes, will be depending on if you freak the fuck out, or if you're going along with the, you know, the trip, to say the least. Shrooms. You know what I mean. So, it's legal. Trust me, it's legal. Don't worry. I don't do anything illegal. But, so, seeing that, after I did that, it was, I'm like, I'm freaking out. Is this me? Is this me? Is this me? Obviously, because I'm realizing, holy shit. And then, and somebody called the Central Texas, the Shelby County, Sheriff's Department, told them about me on here, and while I was live, and they looked me up and said, oh my god, have her call. Let me show you the age progression of Tandy Michelle Williams. Law enforcement thought I was Tandy Michelle Williams. That's how much I looked like Tandy Michelle Williams' age progression. Let me show you. I gotta look up her name. And I said, back when I was going through the whole thing about that, I said if it turned out I wasn't her, I would talk about her. And I want people to know about her too, because she deserves to be found. All these children that are missing deserve to be found. And if it takes me doing DNA test after DNA test every time I find a missing child that might look like me to get their names out there, and it come out that it's not me, as long as their names get out there, that's all that matters to me. Once I find out who I am, amazing, because then I can do better and keep moving forward and keep talking about these missing children as well. That's what, like, I want to help, but I also need to find out who I am. So this, let me dim it down a bit. This is little Tanya Michelle Williams. She disappeared on June 7th, 1983 from her grandmother's house. Um, that's the age progression. They thought it was me. They thought I was Tanya. DNA said I'm not. So I kept looking. And while going through the whole thing, trying to find out if I was Tanya or not, a lot of bullshit happened. Somebody posting anonymously on a blog online for Tanya Michelle Williams, saying the most horrible things about me, a bunch of fucking lies and shit. And I've dealt with all that, and I still am, clearly. Now, and then I found out about Catrice Lee, and then I found out about her birthmark and the fact that I have a birthmark in the same area, the same exact area. And the fact, well, her age progression, obviously, I look more like her age progression than I do Tanya's. Because when I started looking at it, the first name that popped up was Catrice Lee. It said missing children, late 70s, early 80s, around the world, basically. Or the UK. I tried everything. So, Catrice Lee was the first one that popped up. And so far, she's the only one that I can find that could be around the same age, around the same age, and everything. I can't find any others that, I mean, maybe there are others, but I don't know, but one step at a time, right? One step at a time. But see, I've been going through all this on my own, while investigating on my own, and while gathering evidence on my own, while at the same time having some people trying to deter me to the wrong direction. That's happened quite a bit. While having everything under the sun you can be called but a white woman. So on and so forth. I never asked for any of this. You know? And I don't know what these people are getting out of it, what they're doing. I don't care. But I can't control what I went through and everything. It's not my fault. And I don't deserve what's been going on. Damn it, I'm tired of crying too. I never deserved any of what happened to me. I don't deserve anything that's been going on and shit. But I deal with it because I have to. Because I don't have a choice. Because I refuse to stop. I refuse to give up. I refuse to let them win. So I will continue to deal with the shit I have been dealing with. And I can only imagine what's going to happen next. Because every time it gets worse than the time before. You know? But I'm going to keep dealing with it. Because I have to. And I'm going to prove who I really am. We'll find out who I really am and prove it. No matter how long it takes. I don't care what anybody says about me. The most important thing for me is to find the truth. make those monsters pay for what they did. Don't do that shit. Like, don't do that shit. Thank you. See, like, I don't understand why they do it. I don't know why they're still doing it. Except they're trying to shut me up and they get paid to do it. I don't fucking know. I have a screenshot of somebody admitting to being paid $100,000 to do this shit. You know, the memories that I have, that I remembered, I've talked about on here for the past year and a half, 2 years. And then I was told a week and a half ago my memories are actually in the files. Like the tunnel in that bedroom. And the cages and all that. Yeah, they're in the files. Yeah, I have. Yeah, that's not a joke. That's not a fucking joke. People are being paid to do this. Is not a joke. It's been going on. Yeah, people have been being paid to do this shit. In the beginning, it was like $4,500, that kind of thing, and then now we're at. They've tried everything. They can't shut me up now. It's like, you know. See, I'm not like other people. I can't understand how anybody would want to even claim to be in those files. And I hate the fact that the only reason I say I am is because I've talked about my memories and everybody knows it, and that's where the files knows. And it just, and I'm sorry. It just, you know, it's strange they keep trying to discredit me, yet I have scars. I have old fractures and shit that never healed. That I've been told are most likely from childhood. So I don't know what they think they're going to accomplish. You read your mouths lying about me, but yet I have actual physical scars from it. See a therapist is all you need, you know? Yeah, I know trauma's hard too. Trust me. Trust and believe I know. But I think that's why I talk about what I've been through and my memories of that too, because my main goal this whole time has been to help others and let people know that they're not alone, and that they can get through anything. Look through everything I've been through. You can get through it too, but you gotta heal too. You can't let that shit that happened to you in the past continue to bother you and eat at you, because the only person it affects is you. You know, I've healed a lot from my past, the things I knew about, and now I'm doing my best, and I'm processing, and I keep remembering things. I do. Yeah, appreciate that. But I don't trust therapists, so this is against my therapy. It's my therapy, I guess, and helping others at the same time. I hope, and music is a good medicine too. Music's good therapy too. Best medicine ever. Laughter and music. I've had enough drama and everything to make for 10 million last 10 million lifetimes for everybody on Earth. Fuck. But, these people should know who want to keep coming in trying to just, say I'm this, that, the other. Yeah. I love singing, but right now it's not a good idea because I think I'm sick. I'm I'm not sure if I'm sick, but I think I am. I could be a private detective. Shit. Think about everything I found out on my own. I could be a motherfucking private detective. I don't need one. I just need to know the tool, all the ins and outs. But I've done pretty good for to doing what I've figured out. What I figured out, huh? But I've always said, yeah, I don't care what others think. Shit. I've got you can't. In the words of Frankie Zolfarino, you can't control what people say or think or do. You can't control the internet. Why let it bother you? You know? Yeah, I know. I'm going. I'm gonna go. Obviously, it's just a matter of time. But I am gonna go. Truth be told, when I saw that, I was tempted to just cancel my ticket and send the money back to everybody that donated. But longer I thought about it, and I finally realized that's what they want. That's what they want. That's why that's what they want. Not gonna happen. Yeah. I didn't know people were that insane until this happened. Like, shit. Never did I think, ever in my life, did I think that, number one, I would be live streamed and recorded and posted and people running their goddamn mouth CSs about, mouths about me, like they do. And I can't help. Why am I laughing? I can't laugh. I'm sure everybody knows what CSs is, right? Yeah. Anyways, about me. And never in my wildest imagination did I fucking any of it. Never. Oh no, try I've been live streamed while they talk mad shit about me. I've played the song, like there was this one guy, I think his name was Mike or something like that. He was fucking part of it too and all that shit. A lot of people don't. Purple Plankton. A lot of people. And no, it's not them finding me interesting. No, it's to run my fucking reputation name through the goddamn motherfucking mud. Yeah. Dolphin Levi. Purple Plankton. I call him Purple Plankton. He was bad. And, well, he got too big for his britches. Even made post. Oh, sorry. Fuck. Even made post claiming that I was grooming a 15-year-old. That's how fucked up it was. And I had my address dogs. Please show up at my house for wellness checks and all this bullshit. Oh, it sounded horrible. It'll be fine. He used to put The Exorcist. He would take my profile picture, a picture of me, screenshot, and put like The Exorcist where she was in the makeup, where she was possessed, over my face. Yeah. So dude got too big for his britches, and I made one of my predictions. I predicted that they would turn on each other and expose each other. Oh, excuse me. And their worlds would fall apart, come crashing out of that. And guess what happened? Yeah. Just like a year ago, I predicted that the evil monsters would be exposed for what they did, and everybody would know. Everything would be revealed. I said that a year ago. Almost a year ago. When did the files come out? The names and shit? When did that happen? Right? Well, I'm just me. I've always been this way. Well, it took me a lot to get here, Yeah. Yeah, I know what you meant. So I'm wondering, because my throat I was not feeling like this. My throat was not like this before I came on here. Whatever has been sent to me, return to sender indefinitely. Whatever has been sent to me, return to sender indefinitely. Whatever's been sent to me, return to sender indefinitely. So let it be, so let it be, so let it be. Ugh. I haven't even left my house. Okay? I'm not sick. Yeah, I told y'all. Yeah, I described the room before it ever came out, didn't I? The canopy bed, the staircase up to the landing, yeah. The tunnels are in bedrooms, in apartments, and they will be on the top floor, not the first floor or the basement, as you would think, because tunnels, right? No, there'll be 2 apartments. It'll be a house turned into 2 apartments, like I live here. One upstairs, one on the main floor. You go up to the room, you go up the steps to the house, open the door. On this side, there will be an apartment. At least where I was taken. On this side, there was an apartment. There will always be someone living there, most likely a woman to cover anything, right? Most likely one of their members, to make it seem like everything's legit and it's, somebody lives upstairs. Hopefully he feels better soon. So there will be a member that lives on the first apartment there to keep up appearances. And that member might even babysit once or twice to make it seem like appearances. Keep up appearances, Friendly neighbor, buddy, right? Here's the thing. You go up to the apartment, there's furniture, there'll be furniture, it'll look like people live there, looks like it's lived in. I don't remember exactly what it looked like, except I remember the bedroom. And I vaguely remember the kitchen, but not really. I only remember is walking into the kitchen, one was running on late, but I vaguely remember that, and I don't know why, but it was after I came out of that bedroom. And I don't remember what happened in that bedroom, obviously. But we didn't live there. I was just taken there. But we spent some time here and there, right? So, if you were in the doorway of the room was all white. It's a good sized room. Uh, Over here on the left would be a bunch of toys, kids' toys, for kids to play with. And over here there was a canopy bed right smack dab in the middle of the wall. And if you sat on the foot of the canopy bed, but wait, if you okay, so there's toys over here, there's the canopy bed over here, and then over here, right, like if you look straight there and over just like that, there would be 3 or 4 steps going up, and there would be a landing, and there's a door in the middle of the landing. Now, if you sit on the foot of the bed, on the canopy bed, and you look straight ahead and up, you will see the door. Right eye contact, right eye look. You know what I'm saying. Just middle of the bed and look up, there's the door. You open that door, it's not a closet. It's supposed to appear to be a closet, but it's not a closet. It is a doorway to a tunnel. On both sides of the walls, there are religious paintings that are very bright, vibrant colors. The paintings would be something you would see in like a Sunday school kids classroom. Yeah, the religious paintings, like yeah. Um, it was made to look like no, you just open the door and it's right there. There's nothing in front of it. It's not like where you know how the Lion, the Witch, and the Road they open the door and then you gotta go through the clothes and everything, right? No, no, no. You open the door, you got the tunnel. The tunnel's right there. You just gotta open the door, you see the tunnel. Yeah. So I was told never to open this door. Well, me. I don't listen. I opened the door, and that's how I knew about the tunnel. That's how I saw it. And I told the lady downstairs who actually babysat me once or twice. I remember she did. I remember watching Shirt Tales at her house, and I remember I had the coloring book and crayons for Shirt Tales. The only character I remember was the panda. A panda. That's all I remember of this cartoon. But I really liked the cartoon, I think. Um, so she went up with a flashlight. She went in. 2 hours later, came back and said there was no end. It was a fucking tunnel. But the paintings went all the way down. But I think where the tunnel ended was underground. So if the tunnel starts upstairs, so it's going to take you a while to get all the way down, right? So I think what it is they did the paintings on the sides to where it kind of grabbed the kids' attentions and distract them. And kind of make them feel at ease, maybe, because you see these same paintings on walls at like Sunday school classrooms back in the day, I guess. You know what I mean? So with the lambs and the animals and the shepherds, those type paintings. So I remember another tunnel though. I remember my hands and feet were like tied to a wheelchair or something. I was being wheeled. I know that. But I remember my ankles, and my wrists were tied down. And it was like the walls of this, it was really wide, and the walls of this tunnel were like rocks. And you could see like the moisture on the rocks. There would be lights on the ceiling. There'd be one, and then another one, and. Um, but yeah, I think once they get the kids through the colorful, pretty tunnels, they get to the main tunnel down at the bottom, and that's when they take the kids and put them whatever and tie them up whatever and take them wherever. Um, that's just what I remember of that part. I remember the cage. I remember the setup of the whatever it was. I also remember there was a window, and I remember at night you could see all the stars. I remember quite a bit, but I don't remember as much as. What I've been told is what I don't remember is far worse than what I do remember, so. Ah, shit. One thing I've been thinking about though is something back when I was in, I think it was in, like 7th grade. My, for 7th grade they were doing this school field trip, right? For the 7th graders, I can't remember which. It was like 7th or 8th grade. And it was to go to Washington, D.C. on a field trip. They let Brian go, whatever. But then when it came to me, she fucking refused flat out, would not do it. Now I'm starting to wonder if the reason she wouldn't let me go is because she was afraid I would see something and remember something. You know? If I saw something and remembered something, or, I don't know. I even talked about the memory I had about the cellar, basement, whatever it was. And I described it, and I described what I saw. And evidently all that's in the files. Like a dungeon or basement or something with pillars and 3 fireplaces. And there were torches lit on the pillars. And the pillars were made out of big, they looked like pebbles, but really big and smooth. They looked smooth. Be a pillar and a torch, and then back behind it be a fireplace, and then pillar, and then the fireplace, because in between the pillars it would open into the fireplace. What the whole kick. It's funny. Every time I go to say something, it's almost as if somebody's trying to shut me up. Don't it seem like that? Because every time I go to say something, I start fucking coughing. Like I'm talking now, but when I go to say something in particular, I start coughing. That's funny, isn't it? Interesting. So, I talked about the memories of that, and some of the children, that's how they lost their lives, was when the adults were, you know, the cannibals. They did while the children were alive. That's the first memory I had, and I was sitting in my car in 2023. Oh no. It's when they were digesting them. That's how that's how some of the children lost their lives. And I've talked about this for what, a year and a half, 2 years now? Everything I've ever talked about that I'm talking about right now, I've talked about long before the files were released. And even with that, and having to deal with the memories, and even remembering stuff, even now, and I keep remembering stuff, which is not, I hate it. I still have to deal with the fucking shit shit. And I still have to deal with those assholes. And everything. Trying to shut me up and trying to make me look crazy and all that bullshit. I've been exposing the Illuminati and the Masons and all them 2 years now. I read the letter I have in 2024 from Reverend Kenneth Hayden. They called out to Arian Graham and Mother Hayden. I've shown the documents of the Eastern Star Knights of the Templar, Eastern Star Masons, Daughters of Mokada, Mohassan Cauldron, Daughters of Mokada, something like that, yeah. They're little get-togethers, or international conventions, whatever you want to fucking call them. Probably, from my understanding, somebody did get a whole book of a book. This person told me that it said, yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I grew up calling one of the head honchos great-grandpa. Howard Arian, they know his middle name off the top of their head. Out to Arian, Grandmother Hayden. Freemasons. Unless you've been living under a rock, everybody knows by now. Yeah, that's another thing. That was Joan's favorite animal, was an owl. Doesn't it represent the one that they sacrifice children to? The Illuminati, basically. It's Eastern Star Knights and Templars, Scottish Rites, Masons. That's the Illuminati. And I was abducted by... Well, I grew up knowing as, the leader, Alta Arian, a.k.a. Grandmother Hayden. I grew up calling her great-grandma. Her granddaughter, this is who I grew up knowing as my biological mother. I'm wondering if this was actually a man. Could this have been a man who had surgery on her hormones and never was ever pregnant? It just was really nuts, to say the least. And let me explain. Now, they believe Catrice Lee was taken by a man. I do look like the age progression of Catrice Lee. There's a lot of reasons I have to believe I may be her. Now, let me explain something. I never saw Sue pregnant. No pictures of her being pregnant. So as far as I know, she was born a man and had a sex change and, because I don't look like... Brad looks like another child that was kidnapped, the age progression of this other child who was kidnapped out of his crib in Colorado Springs. Brad looks like the age progression of that child. Shane believes he was kidnapped. Sue was 5'8" to 5'10", built like a linebacker, her shoe size was like a size 10 in men's. Her brother was 5'5" or 5'6". I think he's about 5'5". Her mother was 4'11". Her father was 5'10", 5'11". Her two sisters was 5'2" and 5'3". How is this woman? How would she have been a woman built like a linebacker, 5'8" to 5'10", shoe size is a 10 in men's? And she had short hair until after they got me. Is it possible that this is a man? Let's say we don't know if this is a man or a woman. Look, pretend there's no pearls, okay? Pretend there's no baby there. Let's just picture this person in brown or whatever. Would you think this was a male or a female with no pearls? Say there's no pearls and no baby. Would you think this was a male or a female? I'm drained. I'm also chewing on my bottom lip shit. She had big hands too. Okay, I can't tell, but maybe somebody else can tell. I'm gonna show right here, and I need somebody to tell me if they can tell if she has an Adam's apple or not. No. Here's the thing, though. I don't remember her ever working, but supposedly she did. See, one of the things, I mean, she worked fast food and that, I guess. I mean, I mean, how would you have seen it? I haven't even shown it yet. So, supposedly, she worked as a CNA at the nursing home that Alta and Howard were in. In order to be a CNA, you have to have a degree. Or a CNA license, yeah. I don't think, yeah, no. Yeah, it's crazy. That's weird. She also had short nails. She didn't even start growing her nails out till after they had me. No, it's not. It supposedly was, but no, it's not. Because that'd be like saying, this baby is me. And no, you have to have a license to be a C. You got to go to school to be a CNA. I know for a fact because I worked in a nursing home. And I was going to, yeah, I applied to be a CNA. They told me that I needed a license. I had to go to the school to do it. Yeah. And there's no pictures of her ever being pregnant. There's no pictures of Brad as a baby either. And I don't remember him being around when he was a baby. Huh. Okay. Let me show you something, and maybe you'll understand why I think she may actually be a man. I never thought about this, obviously. And she would have been, they would have had the surgery or whatnot for that to happen. Okay, let me flip this bitch. Okay, so this is it, right? But here is her sisters, and her father, and her brother. If you go in, I don't know. Possibly. Maybe? Huh. But yeah, and after a little digging, I found some records where online, evidently she was on some sort of public assistance in 1972 and 1973. She would have been 13 and 14 years old. Why would someone need to be on public assistance in 2000 when they're 13, 14 years old, when their mother is a secretary at the arsenal and their father is a mailman who retired from the military? And she's the only one that was on public assistance when she was a kid? Why would she have had to be on public assistance of any sort? That's my question. At 12, 13, you're about 13, 14 years old. Why would she have been on public assistance? Is it possible that she may have been on this assistance to do surgery? I don't know. But it's very strange. Hello. I've never seen any picture of her pregnant. I don't remember her being pregnant with Brad. I don't remember Brad being a baby. There's no pictures of Brad as a baby. There's pictures of him at his second birthday, but none of him as a baby. I wasn't around when she had Shane, so I don't know, but Shane believes he was taken too. So I don't know. But I don't know what to think anymore. The fact that she had short hair until she got me, until they ended up with me and then started growing her hair out. Don't make sense either, does it? Yeah. So, it's just driving me crazy. She was 5'8" to 5'10", males size 10 in shoes. She faked her death. So she's somewhere out there. Yes. I remember. See, 4 hours after passing, still normal body temperature, still hooked up to oxygen and the IV and everything. Yeah. Refused to let me see her at the funeral home. It was all a show for me. But yeah, she's alive. Matter of fact, I wonder if she's behind all of the whole trying to deter me or whatever you want to call it. But I'm very intrigued. How many women, how many females with their mother 4'11", their father 5'10", 5'11"? How many of these how many females with those two right parents end up being 5'8" to 5'10" with men's shoe size 10 and built like a linebacker? How many women you ever hear that happening to? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they believe Catrice was taken by a man. What if she was a man? And they raised her as a female. And then eventually she had the surgery and hormones, right? Estrogen. After everything I know now, nothing would surprise me. I don't think she ever gave birth. I think Sue was a man and had the operation. So, does that make sense? Even her ring size was size 11. I mean, I have fake fingers. My middle finger is a size 10, but her finger was a size 11, size 12. Her ring finger. You're telling me she was a woman? I would have never even thought about it because, I was around her. I thought that was my biological mom. Now I'm like, what the fuck? Because and of course, if she was a man, she wouldn't be disguised when she would have taken me, would she have? Or she could have been born intersex. and she could pass off as male very easily. That would be one way to get away with it. Of course, she'd get away with it. Nobody would ever know because she's living as a woman, right? I feel like throwing up. I literally feel like throwing up right now thinking about this shit. Because God only knows what I don't know what she did to me. Or he did to me. I'm okay. I'll be okay. I was okay. Yeah, when I told Linda about the memory of the man in the gray suit with the gray hat, uh, she went pale and told me I imagined it. It never happened. Yeah. She didn't even start growing her hair or nails out till after they had taken me or whatever. When I was in their family, that's when it all started. After that's when she started growing everything out: her hair, her nails. So technically, maybe I didn't replace any actual child that she, obviously wouldn't have had. I was, she was just so fucking sick. She kept kidnapping children. I'm perfect crime. The kidnapper being born intersex could dress as male or female would pass off as male, most likely, right? Short hair and everything because they're born intersex. That's why the short nails, short hair. The fact that she's 5'8" to 5'10", obviously she'd pass off as male. Nobody would be none the wiser because all she had to do is change clothes very quickly. And they would never know. It would have been her. That's my theory. Most likely, 5'8" to 5'10". Shoe size men's 10. And didn't grow her hair or nails out till after they had me put in that family. Probably raised her as a girl. And then she probably... It makes me think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation, kind of, The one with Matthew McConaughey, where Leatherface dressed like a female. Remember that? Kind of makes me think of that. I think it's alright. It is what it is, I can't... You can't change what happened. Nothing will ever change what happened to me. I deserve to know the truth, though. I deserve to know who I really am. And by me finding out who I really am, then maybe we can, Brad finds out who he really is, and Shane will eventually find out who he really is, too. These monsters will go down for what they did. No, it's interesting too. I'm wondering why she had all her teeth pulled and had false teeth. Because obviously, I've been lying to you. They told me that her teeth were eating themselves. Basically, is what they said. Literally, that's what they said. So she had to have her teeth pulled and have false teeth. That doesn't seem right. I wonder if she had her teeth pulled and had to have false teeth because had anybody seen her open her mouth, her teeth would very, very distinctive. There's like a gap right here, big old gap. Yeah, her teeth look normal here. Nothing, disintegrating or anything. So I'm curious. Why did she have her teeth pulled? And if there's nothing wrong with her teeth, because I don't see anything wrong. Looks like all her teeth are in her mouth, right? So why, oh why, would she have had all her teeth pulled? She faked her death in 2005, so no. Well, her ring size was size 11. My middle finger is a size 10, and that's when they're swollen. Her ring finger was size 11, 12. Her shoe size was size men's 10. She was 5'8" to 5'10", and built like a linebacker. And did not grow on her nails, or her hair until after I was in that family. But yeah. So this is supposedly me, right? Supposedly, when I was born, I was 19 inches long. Okay, keep that in mind, 19 inches. Now, I'm going to flip the camera, and I want you to look at her hand, the size of the baby, and compare it to the size of her hands, and you tell me if she had big hands or not. Okay? That you were supposed to flip. Supposedly that's me. They told me I was 19 inches long when I was born. It also says on the back of this picture, Heather, 1.5 months. So, you tell me, did she have big hands? I don't know. What do you think? By the way, that's a spot on the picture, not on her actual finger. So what do you think, Pamela? Did she have big hands? Yeah. This is a woman, huh? It's a woman, huh? Yeah, this is supposedly me. It says on the birth certificate 7 pounds, 8 ounces, 19 inches long, and on the back of those pictures says Sue, age 21, Heather, age 1.5 months. Yeah, I know. This is a man. Internet. 5'8" to 5'10". Shoe size, men's 10. Built like a linebacker. And her ring finger is a size 11. Good. So, what do you think? You tell me. Is the person I grew up knowing as my biological mother male or female? Is this a male or a female? And I have a feeling I know what you're going to say. So go ahead and say it. So now, the person the person I grew up calling up until a certain age, from whenever they put me in the family for a few years, the person I called mommy was a man. When I think nothing will surprise me anymore, um, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. That's not. I'm not related. That's not any relation to me. I was kidnapped. I was kidnapped and trafficked and everything. That's who kidnapped me, most likely. Along with the two guys that I grew up knowing as my half brothers. So it's not. It could be maybe your dad's. No, I was kidnapped. I'm not even related to these motherfuckers. Size 10 in men's. Her shoe size is size 10 in men's. Her sisters are 5'2" and 5'3". Her brother is 5'5". Her mother was 4'11", and her father was 5'11". And she's 5'8" to 5'10". That's because she is a he, living as a female, but did have the surgery. And the only reason I know that is because I'm the one that gave. Yeah, her shower, the showers. Um, I don't know where to find her. him. I don't know where to find the person. I don't know where to find Sue. But Sue's a man. Sue's that's a man. There's a shit. That's a man. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah. What the fuck? Who thinks Sue... Go ahead, vote. Who thinks Sue's a man and who thinks Sue's a woman? Say man or woman, because I'm very intrigued. Who thinks this is a man and who thinks this is a woman? Five foot 8 to 5'10". Built like a linebacker. Shoe size is 10 in men's. Ring size is size 11. Did not grow the hair out or nails out until after I was in that family. No, she didn't. Trust me, we would have known. I would have known. With all the health issues that they had, I would have known. This is just only my biological mother. This is who I grew up knowing as my biological fucking mother. I just thought she was I didn't know. Now I feel fucking stupid. But then again, what the fuck? 5'8 to 5'10". Shoe size is 10 men's. Ring size. Ring size. Mine's a size 8. Hers is a size 11. How did I not... Why did they raise him as a girl? That's one thing I don't understand. Why raise as a female? Fuck. Well, I guess it's easier that way, because that way when you're, kidnapping children, you have the person dressed as a man, and then they fool everybody into thinking it's a man, because it is, but then hide the fact that they're a man and, raise them as a female. What the fuck? Yeah. Nobody said female. So I will count who said man, because 1, 2, 3, 4. One said maybe a woman with Cushing's disease, but no. 4, 5, 5 people said man. There's only one that said maybe it's a woman with Cushing's disease. But no. We would have known. With all the health issues, we would have known. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What's the perfect cover? Because if I am Catrice Lee, they think that the suspect is a man. A man took her, right? And then that man starts living, lives like a woman, and then has the operation. Or maybe that happened back in 1972, 1973. Maybe that's why they were on state aid or whatever it was. It never said what it was. It just said public assistance of some sort. Maybe it was so they could have the surgery to become female. Can't believe this shit. Well, I think that's definitive proof. You know, there's no way in hell I could ever have possibly been her, their daughter. Uh, Because how can you be someone's daughter when they were never able to get pregnant because they were born? Man, they also did a little bit of plastic surgery too. They think they gave did the false teeth, plastic surgery to make her look more feminine after they got me. Because let me show you her obituary picture. And it was taken, the picture itself was taken in 1993, I think, or 94, 93 or 94. Shane was like, I don't even know, 1.5, 2 years old. Shane don't look like either one of them either, neither does Brad. Doesn't look like her either. Or nor the guy that's supposedly his biological father. So, let me show you this. Because oh, come on, bitch, flip. Come on. God damn it. There we go. Right? They did a plastic surgery, didn't they? Because you could tell here her features are more feminine. I don't remember her ever looking like this. But this is... No, that's her real hair. That's her real hair. This was in 1994 or 93. But that's her real hair. You can tell it parts the same right here and here. But you could tell that the features have kind of been softened a little bit, you know? I mean, it could just be me, but I think I mean, you know. But I don't know if there's an Adam's apple or not. But it's possible because her neck here was a bit thicker, right? You know, it's possible because, like here, Women don't have necks like this. These are wider. This is a wider neck. This is a man's neck. Because, let me see. Let me get a picture of her parents. When I find it. Oh, come on. Where's the picture of these other psychopaths here? Hang on, bear with me. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, when you're really big like that, though, right? The neck will be like that. Right? But see, look how the neck is similar, right, to all of them. Right? Similar necks, thicker. Right? But my neck has never been like that. But even so, look at Joan's neck, right? Even though she's bigger, she's short, bigger. You can tell she's, but she was smaller. A bit smaller than Joan here. This whole thing is fucking weird. I just... So let's go with this. You're telling me I'm this person's daughter? I'm that person's daughter? I mean, please. Me. I'm She was 21, right? Well, this is when I'm 20. I was, 23? No, I was 22 in this picture. So 21, and I was 22. There's a fucking resemblance. Huh. So it wasn't bad. Depends on who took. Well, depends on who I am. If it were to turn out I'm Katrina Lee, because I haven't done a DNA test yet, but if it turns out I am her, I would have been too. But I don't know. This is fucking. God damn it. Verify you're still active. Verify you're there. Oh. Now you have pictures of me compared to her, and it's like there's no that. I am so fucking livid right now. I can't. so pissed off. Right? I just, I, I don't even know what the fuck to think right now. I don't know how to feel right now. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I am extremely pissed. I just. I'll let you get that way. I think I need to end this because I need to elevate. Kind of understandable, right? I can't. It's crazy. Fuck. Is this how I'm supposed to feel? Because I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now. And it's. Shit. Because it's just. Like, even after everything, I'm still, like, been going back and forth in my head. Like, there has to be some logical explanation. I'll fix my glasses. It's a logical explanation. It's supposed to be like, I don't know. I mean, there has to be some logical explanation, right? Even after everything. I'm still trying to find something to tell me that that none of it's real. It's just so many coincidences, and it's not real. And I really wasn't. And then this. But you know, in the meantime, I had to deal with bullshit too, obviously. So for whoever's recording this, there you go. Any more doubts? That you still want to keep trying to make me look like I'm lying about all of it? So if I'm lying about all of it, tell me how. How'd she have me? How'd she give birth to me? If I'm lying about everything, right? It's all in my head. I'm crazy, right? How'd she give birth to me if she was a man? Or Brad, or Shade? Tell me. If I'm lying, right? All these motherfuckers saying I'm lying and shit. For all this fucking time. Men. Biological men. Cannot give birth. Cannot get pregnant. So you tell me how the fuck I've been making this up and lying. How am I really how would I be that person's daughter if they're a man, born a man? Tell me. I'm crazy, right? I'm the crazy one, right? For everyone who watched and doubted all this time and said I was lying, making everything up, that I'm mentally ill, all that. Tell me how a man, a natural born male, could have ever possibly gotten pregnant with me or any other person or any other child. How would they have given birth? Well, wait. Everything I've said has been 100% true this whole time. And now, clearly, I'm having some. I gotta process the fact that Sue was a man. It's gonna take a minute, a bit. You know, it's not every day. Like this is so fucking fucked. This is so fucked up. Well, I think we now know there's no fucking humanly possible way she could have ever possibly given birth to any child. This is fucked. Hey, so any of the ones that were running their mouths on here, you get blocked, you start new accounts. You want to keep running your mouth, keep trying to discredit me and say all this shit about me, but yet Sue was born a man, right? But yet I'm the one that's crazy and lying, right? Imagine, if you will, the person you knew your whole life that thought that you was your biological mom. You find out it's not your biological mom. Not only do you find out it's not your biological mom, but that person actually kidnapped you. Them and their family. And then you start figuring out, you just had this feeling that maybe she was a man. And then you show her a picture and everybody says she was a man. Imagine trying to come to terms with the fact that the person you knew for so long as your biological mother was actually a man. And please tell me how I'm supposed to deal with this. And, I'll be okay. I just have to process it. I'll be okay. You know? I knew it was a possibility. I had a feeling, but, I go back and forth with everything. I do overthinking. You can't be. No, there's. And I should have known. Her height, her build, her shoe size, her ring size. I should have known something, right? You would think. Fuck. Have you noticed I haven't coughed in quite some time? Isn't that interesting? I mean, I'm all stopped up still. My head hurts a bit. But isn't it kind of interesting that I haven't been coughing? And, I think I'm gonna end this because I do need to, get extremely elevated at this point. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Damn. Here we go again. Shit. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Never did I ever, like, all of this is just, it's all what the fuck, you know? What the actual fuck? Um, I'll be on I'll be live maybe later, or tomorrow, but not, right now I need to, end this and find something to eat and get really elevated and try and just not think, you know? So, until next time, I hope everybody has a great night, and, no, not anytime soon. Gotta make sure I'm safe to have it first. I'm not safe. Clearly, I'm not safe to have it. But yeah. So I need some time to process the fact that now I have to let it sink in that Sue was really a man. Um, there's no offense about around it. And there's no offense about around the fact that she was born a man. Like, 5'8" to 5'10", built like a linebacker. Shoe size is 10 in men's, and ring size is size 11. That's a man. And how did I not know? Of course, you're not supposed to know. I mean, that's your biological mom, right? That's why that's why. Because she's the one that kidnapped me. That's why they had her as my biological mom, probably. Or him. It's hard for me to, I can't. This is a lot, I think. Am I overreacting? Am I overreacting? Because I'm trying to stay as calm as humanly possible because I would really like to. Thank you. I have to kind of try. I don't know how to process this. But hey, at least everybody now knows that there's no fucking way possible that I could ever be Heather. Any doubt, anybody that ever doubted all the bullshit talk that, all those motherfuckers say what they said, if you still doubt it, you need to go get your head checked. If you still think that person gave birth to me, go get your fucking head checked. It's a goddamn man. Okay, so, hope you all have a great night, and until next time, I will see y'all later. Have a good night, guys.